Hey guys, what's going on? It is the Tia Skipper here, and my mood is a little somber today, but I want to do this video because I know somebody needs it, and I just hope and pray that those who need this video find it, okay? This video is entitled, Why You Love Them More Than You. I'll be giving you my notes from my phone today because I wrote this on a treadmill. Shout out to the gym. Loving somebody else more than you love yourself will always put you in a losing game. Always. You will never have the experience that you think loving this person so hard is going to get you. So let's get into those reasons and let's talk about it. Okay, so number one. The first reason why you love them more than you is because you are not shown that you matter, or you are not able to be the main character when you were a child, okay? And so simply what this means is just you grew up learning or feeling or observing that everybody else mattered but you. Like maybe everybody else got the attention, or when other people brought up stories or talked about themselves, everybody listened. But when you went to talk about you or what you were excited about, that seems to be when everybody wanted to take a bathroom break, or people were easily distracted, or you could just tell people were not interested. And you didn't get to be the main character. So that could mean you may have had a parent or a guardian who was not emotionally available, not really there, not really focused. And they were more so focused on their career or their job or paying bills or taking care of you and the family. And even though, you know, their intentions were probably good to make sure they take care of the whole family, it also meant that they were not able to be present enough to show you that you by yourself, not just your survival matters, but that you as a person matters. And so you didn't get to feel like the main person. Like the bills was the main thing, school was the main thing, survival was the main thing. You probably never got that feeling or the space to just matter as you were. The next thing, you weren't loved, or you experienced much rejection. Either you didn't feel loved as a child, you didn't get the love that you needed, or you just experienced a lot of rejection. When we experience a lot of rejection, and I'm saying this from experience, when we experience a lot of rejection, it kind of creates this power that other people have over you. Like, because people rejected you and you remember how bad that made you feel, or because people rejected you and you saw how bad you suffered from that, it kind of makes you feel like people have the upper hand, or people have the power in a sense. And so if you've experienced a lot of rejection when you were younger, it makes sense as to why you're in situations where you're loving a person more than you love yourself. And it's because you're doing all of this stuff to get their attention. You're doing all of these things to make sure that they don't abandon you, that they don't leave you, that they constantly choose you. You're doing all of this stuff to present yourself as valuable to them so that they'll hold on to you. Because in your mind, you're used to no one choosing you. You're used to nobody picking you. And so you've got to qualify your spot at all times, meaning staying in a favorable spot with someone else, even if it goes against your own good. And so you can be loving somebody who don't love you back, but you're still putting in the work twice over as if you're getting it back. You're still putting in more work as if this person is showing you that they value you and they haven't. And the only one who's committed to displaying value is you. And the reason why you can be doing that is because you have so much experience with rejection, so much experience with lovelessness, that you're steady trying to work to get the love, work to get the acceptance, work to get chosen. You're still trying to work to be held on to, work to be deemed as valuable, work to be seen as a main character. You're doing a lot of work because you don't have the past records or experience to suggest that you alone are enough, or that you alone are worthy of love. In your past, your experience may be I've had to do something to get something. You may know exchange. You may not know love. You know what I'm saying? And so in this situation, you're loving this person more than you love yourself because you feel like you need their validation. You need their okay. If they choose you, then it means that you're worthy. And that's why you're doing more work than you should be doing. Let's move to the next one. So I kind of hit this one, but it's like you didn't receive the validation that you needed. Like, did you get the validation you needed as a child? Your creativity, was it validated? Your kind of beauty, your body type, the color of your skin, what type of person you were. Was it validated, or was it constantly criticized? Did you grow up not so skinny, you know, maybe chubby, and you got everyone else talking about, oh, when you gonna lose that weight, or you putting on pounds, why you not as skinny as your sister or your brother, or just comparing you to your siblings. All of them are getting validation for who they are because they're being used as the standard you're being compared to. But no one is validating you specifically for who you are and what you do. That can play a role into why, as you've gotten older and in these relationships, you're working so hard to feel seen, or you're working for love because you've been working for it since you were a kid. Was not chosen or overlooked. So we talked about that. Maybe you weren't chosen. I know what that feels like. And I know when I share parts of this story, people are surprised because they know of me in my adult life. They look at me now. They see the things I've accomplished, what I look like now, what I've done now. But I very well know what it feels like to not be chosen. A lot of the things that's happened in my adult life, I'm surprised it even happened because in my mind, because I thought nobody wanted me, I didn't think that I had a purpose or a future, or like, why was I here? And to see all the things that I've done, again, surprising, but that's because God wants me. God chose me. I'm here for a reason in the greater scheme. But when you're growing up in society and everything is telling you what's beautiful and it doesn't look like you, and everybody's telling you what's desirable and what's worthy and it doesn't look or sound like you, no one has to outright tell you that you're not good enough or we're not going to pick you. You know it because they're marketing what they're going to pick. They're marketing what's deemed as the best. They're marketing in terms of what people should want. And when you never see yourself as that person that people should want, overlooked. Even though you may be qualified for the job or for the thing, still overlooked because you don't fit the standard. Another reason was not beautiful or accepted by society's standards. So I kind of mentioned that, and this goes for women and men. Being an outlier, being an outcast, being different. You get praised for being different later on when it starts to generate money, when it starts to generate popularity. But a lot of our differences were cultivated in the darkness and loneliness of our rooms, where no one was cheering, no one was clapping, nobody knew our name, no one was following, where we were made fun of or left out, or counted out or not counted on to do anything because nobody wanted us. And so now you're in relationships and so much has changed, but you're still operating from the place of being grateful that somebody is even giving you the time of day, as if it's so hard to be with you, or as if you're so hard to look at, or as if you are a charity case because in your experience, who you are has not been widely desired. So now when you get a person or a semblance of a person or a relationship, you partly can't even believe it. And so since a part of you can't really believe that, you're scratching and clawing to do whatever you need to do to hold on to this thing you're not even really sure is real and that you deserve because of your experiences in the past. The next thing is, another reason why you could be loving another person more than you love yourself is because you had no male guidance or father figure in the home. this is very important. And it's very important because I didn't think, like when I was younger, my mama used to ask me like, how do you feel about your dad not being here? And at the time I was like, well, I mean, I don't feel nothing. Like, that's like asking me what I feel about a stranger. And I know he's not here, you know? I don't know him. So I don't feel lost because I didn't have it. But as I got older and I looked at what I didn't know about men and relationship choices I was making, and I was just looking at a lot of different things that I just wish I knew, I realized like, wow, it really did matter that my dad wasn't there. It really did matter that I didn't have somebody to tell me the truth about men, that I had to learn those experiences on my own. And a lot of those experiences were very, very painful. And I would have loved to not have had to go through that. I would have loved to have had someone to go to that could have reassured me of my self-esteem, that could have validated what my worth was, that could have protected me and told me what wolves wanted with sheep. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that. And I had to come to find it out myself. And so again, when you have those experiences and then you get into relationships, there's this unworthiness. And not because you're inherently unworthy, but because the consistent experiences that you've had have caused the belief that you're less than or not enough, not good enough, not pretty enough, not enough to love or not enough to hold on to. And so because love is a real need, you are doing all that you can to secure some type of love and relationship. Even though it's not mutual, even though it's not really love, even though this person doesn't feel the same and wouldn't do the same for you as you have done, even though you are going against your own good to have a person. I feel like a lot of women are affected, and I won't even say men are not. I feel like men are affected too in a different way when your fathers are not at home. And particularly if you had the opportunity to have a father who was married to a good woman, your father could teach you what to look for, you know? Your father could teach you and tell you where he messed up. And so it matters when the father or the mother is not at home, especially in our developmental stages, because their absences create a belief in us that may not be true, but it becomes a belief because we don't have evidence of anything else. So lastly, what I want to say is loving someone else more than you love yourself will always be a painful experience, because not only are they loving themselves, you are also loving them and giving them the love that you need. So they're getting 3 times what they need while you are getting 0. That only creates an opportunity for resentment, and to further become anxious in that relationship and codependent. It's nothing wrong with loving other people and doing and giving our best. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's when we do that to our detriment, when you can see this isn't something that's best for you, or you can see that this person doesn't treat you well, treat you how you want to be treated, but yet you think, oh, okay, well, let me love harder, or let me give more, or let me be there more, or let me be more accessible. That's when it becomes the issue. And I want you to really look over these things and say, what is it about me where I would think about this person all day, even though I got stuff I need to take care of and I haven't taken care of it? What is it about me that would so easily drop whatever I'm doing or drop whoever I'm hanging with or talking to for this person? What is it about me to where this person is the first person on my mind? I'm trying to think about what is they need. I'm trying to anticipate their needs, whereas I have clear needs and things in my own life that need to be addressed, but I'm not giving that no energy. That's something that you need to think about, and understand that it is never healthy love to love in that way. You have to always have a love for yourself, because you are always your own responsibility, whether that relationship works or not. It's not like I want to find somebody to love or be in a relationship with so that I can be their responsibility. I know people don't outright say that, but I think that's what some people really think. Like, I can't wait to be in a relationship so someone else can take care of me and I don't have to. We have to always still take care of ourselves. But when you love someone else more than you love you, a part of the strain on that relationship is that you're making them responsible for taking care of you, and you're supposed to. So not only do they feel super crowded by all the stuff you're already doing, they feel super crowded, and they feel like they've got extra responsibility for another human being. Now they feel responsible for your happiness. They feel responsible for your moods, for your dysregulated emotions. That's a lot. And now you're telling yourself that the reason why this person doesn't want to be with you is because this isn't new and you've gone through this in your childhood. But in truth, this person doesn't want to be with you because you've become too much. You're not doing your work, and you're putting all of your work on them because you put them on a pedestal. You think they don't want to be with you because this is just a reenactment of a cycle you're trying to break. When in truth, the cycle truly is you are lovable. They would want to be with you, but because you've put them on this pedestal and you're worshiping them, they're not able to be with a person. They're with someone who's an anxious succubus who's draining the life and energy out of them because you're constantly begging them to make you the most important person in their life. You're constantly begging them to make you the apple of their eye. You're constantly wanting them to give you constant attention and constant information and constant validation. There's nothing wrong with one of those things from your partner. Those things are very natural. But when you want your partner to be the source of those things, that is when you have become a weight, a very heavy weight to another person. You become vampiric, meaning you're draining the life of a person because you're literally leaning on them and their life force energy to give it back to you. You have to have your own, boo. You have to have your own, so that when they do give you the validation or the certain things that you want, it can feel like enough. The reason why it may not feel like enough from this person, the reason why you may even feel like I love them more than they love me, is because they're giving you love. But because you have no love from yourself, what they're giving seems like it's not enough. And that's true. Without your love, another person's love is not enough. It's not. That person's love needs to join your cup of love for yourself. And if that's not there, it's not going to be enough. And you're going to start to require this person to do more because you feel like they're not giving me what I need. But in truth, what you really need has to come from you. Theirs should be an additive, not the source. And when you love somebody more than you love yourself, when you put somebody else on a pedestal, when you start to worship somebody else, and you may not call it worship, but it really is. All you think about is this person. All you think about is what you can do for them and all that. You'll drop anything at the drop of a hat for them. Like, you're worshiping another person. When you start to do that, you are making them the source of your happiness. You're making them the source of a lot of things. You only have a good day when you didn't talk to them. If you haven't talked to them, now you're having a bad day. It seems like whatever's going on with you and that person is what's governing your day and your emotions. You've made that person the Lord of your life, whether you know it or not. Nobody wants that amount of power, especially someone who loves you, because what they know is they can't be that to you and to themselves. And it's not their job to be. We're still responsible for ourselves, even when we're in love, even when we're in a relationship, even when we're married. Hello. So do some self-reflections. Like, sit down and write to yourself and say, why is it that I so naturally love other people more than I love myself? Why is it so easy for me to give my all of my attention, all of my resources, all of my love, all of my care, all of my mental space to other people? But when it comes down to my to-do list and things that I need to do, I have no inspiration, no desire to do it. Why don't I have the desire to change my life and to make my life better? But I have the desire to make everyone else's better. I have the desire to show up for everyone else but me. Why am I not running to the table to sit down and write out all the things in my life that needs my attention, but I'm constantly thinking about this other person and what they need? And then you get upset because the truth is the other person is taking care of what they need to take care of. That's why they're busy. And you don't want them to be busy. You want to be able to be a part of them taking care of their business. But that should really inspire you to take care of yours. The last thing I'll say is, if you are in a relationship dynamic where you feel like, you know, I feel like I'm loving them more than myself, I would say, before you think about like, maybe I just need to end this relationship or this is not the person for me, I think that while you're still in a relationship, just start taking care of yourself more. Just start giving yourself a little bit more attention and see if things shift, because they might. They really might. And if once you start minding your own business, like not making them the center of everything, you getting in position and being like the leading lady or the leading person in your own life, see if things balance out. See if they start to come towards you more now. And this isn't playing games. This is just, people want to be around you more when they don't feel responsible for your happiness. When they don't feel responsible for your moods. When they don't feel responsible for you having a mental breakdown or not. Or busting out in tears or not. It's easier to be around you. So just start to be better to yourself before you leave this relationship. Just start to be better to yourself and see if the relationship gets better. And if it does, then you realize the imbalance was really you, boo. Needing to take more care of yourself and to put more into yourself. And then if you do change up and you start to put more energy into yourself, but things still don't get better, then you just absolutely know, like, yeah, that's not my thing. It's not my person. And you can move forward. And you'll have enough love for yourself to be able to move forward. Don't mean it'll be easy. Don't mean that it won't hurt or that you won't feel it. But it'll mean you'll still be able to do what you need to do. You'll still be able to make a hard decision because you have your best interest at heart. So let me know, y'all, down below. Have you found yourself in this position? Are you in this position now where you've loved somebody more than you loved yourself? How did you change that in your life? How are you struggling to change that? I would love to hear it down below. Let's have that conversation, y'all, okay? Until then, I'll see y'all in my next video. Love you. Peace.